Hello, friends. Jellord here. I'm doing a little segment that I'm gonna probably call just Jellord Recommends, but I'm here right now with Ender Lilies. Uh, I'm just about towards the end of the game right now, but since Ender Magnolia has just released, I wanted to give a shout out to this game because if you let Ender Magnolia pass under the radar, um, you should definitely give Ender Lilies a try, and I'm definitely going to get Magnolia next. Thing about this game, just to be quick here, if you're a fan of Vanillaware games, because of their beautiful hand-drawn graphics and stuff like that, this game's going to be right up your alley. Not only that, if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, again, this game's going to be right up your alley. So it's almost like a cross section between those two things. Now, granted, it's not a Vanillaware company game, just to be clear, but it shares the aesthetic style, if you ask me, with a bit more grit and gloom. Just to go over some of the features quick, go into the menu here. You can see residue down there. Those are the three different currencies you have. You use those currencies to improve your spirits, which are essentially all of your attacks in the game. And each of these attacks is modeled after one of the enemies in the game that you end up fighting as you progress, as well as the bosses. So it's kind of got a little bit of Dawn of Souls quality to it. If you're familiar with Castlevania Dawn of Souls, you are getting some of the abilities that the enemies use, essentially. And if you were a fan of any of the Castlevania games in general, really, especially if you ended up playing Bloodstained, another aspect that is similar is you can use these residues I mentioned to upgrade these different attacks that you acquire. So it allows you to kind of tailor your playstyle as you progress through the game. Also, there's a relic system in the game, which is something that we've seen in other Metroidvanias. You have a certain amount of slots that you can equip relics to, and each relic is assigned a value for how many slots it takes to equip. You can move over here to collection, like any good Metroidvania. As you progress, you acquire different abilities, a lot of them being traversal abilities that allow you to go back in the game, to go back to earlier areas and access some points that you didn't have the ability to get to. You know, you have your basic stuff like healing when your HP's low, kind of like your Estus Flask, which I'll mention here. There are some Souls-like aspects to the game. So I'll say right away, the game is tough. It's difficult. It's kind of got a Souls-like quality to it. It's not an easy game, especially the bosses. You're going to have to be able to learn their patterns and adapt quickly because every boss has 2 or 3 stages. You know, once you get it down to a certain point in its health, it's going to switch up its attack pattern. But you can see here, even like the regular jump is an ability you gain. The ability to heal, much like an Estus Flask. You get a dodge ability that unlocks. Swimming, switching spirits, which just like in Bloodstained and also Dawn of Souls and some of the other Castlevanias, you can swap between 2 move sets. Guardian Leap, double jump. Now I'm not going to ruin them all. I'm not going to go through all of them. But that gives you an idea. And in this little collection section, it shows you all the stuff that you've gotten so far. So very cool. Helps you keep track. Findings. This is just the story and lore that they kind of drip feed you through little letters and stuff that you find throughout the game and diaries, things like that. And you can always go back and reread these, which is cool. So if you set the game down for a little while, you'll be able to come back and figure out what the hell's going on pretty easily by just navigating the menus, which is something that I'm really happy when games add this. I wish more RPGs would add this because sometimes it's easy to put an RPG down and you're 40 hours in. You don't want to start a new game, but you kind of want to figure out what the hell's going on again. It's nice when they include some kind of catalog for you to go back over the story And also it's helpful too when they have like some tutorial pages so you can refamiliarize yourself with mechanics of the game, which actually the collection does help you right here, showing you how to do the abilities and stuff. There's also one interesting thing about the map. As you can see, every area, there's already a legend there, so I'm just being a little redundant here, but I'll say it anyway. Every area is color-coded, and any areas that are still blue let you know that there's stuff there that you still haven't discovered. And then the yellow areas know that you've discovered everything there. The one thing I'll say is the yellow areas, if you see the red dots, it'll say unexplored routes. The areas will yellow out even if they still possess unexplored routes. So there might be a reason to go back even still if there's an area or a route that you haven't accessed yet. So that's real quick, just covering the menu. One little cool detail, if you stand still for a few moments, the characters that you're currently using for your spirits, the little floaties around you, will materialize into the characters that you've acquired. I can split, like right now I have a setup that lets me do ranged attacks more so than close melee, and I can switch to my melee, and it's real fast. And basically, you can start initiating other attacks while the character models are still on the screen. So that's cool. There's all these resting points. They'll let you fast travel, equip your spirits, let you equip your relics, let you enhance your abilities, and all the abilities are, generally speaking, they're color coded to the different currencies. You also have a great feature. You have the memories. You can go in here. You have purified memories. These are all the bosses. Every time you beat a boss, it gives you like a little snippet of their lore. But what's really cool about this is when you fight these bosses, once you get these memories, you can go back, select any one of these memories, refight these bosses, and farm them for the residues. Also, it keeps track of all the blighted memories after you beat each one of the bosses, where it gives you a little bit of the lore. And the opening, the prologue, you can rewatch this stuff. And just like a lot of Souls games, the story is given to you very much through, like I said, through the letters and through these kind of little lore segments, but not all of it is super. It's all pretty nebulous. There's a lot left to a lot of gaps kind of left to fill in through interpretation. I'm going to teleport to this little area here because I wanted to talk about the music of the game. The music is also fantastic. This area here is probably my favorite track so far in the game. But I'm just going to go down real quick, do a little bit of combat here. I have this cool crow that operates a lot like a familiar. And there's certain attack abilities that you can acquire that don't require you to have the spirit actually equipped. You can unleash it whenever you want, like these two abilities. With this the charge attack here with the spear, and then also the drop attack with the hammer. Yeah, this game looks awesome. It plays awesome. The controls are very zippy. The music is amazing. Like I'll shut up for a second so you can hear this beautiful track here. Yeah, there's tons of abilities that you'll acquire, all of your typical traversal skills. As you can see, the areas are very, like a lot of the areas have some pretty amazing verticality to them. The secrets are all interestingly hidden. Everything's interconnected. Oh, this is the best part of the song right here. I love it. It just gives an amazing sense of urgency and sort of sadness to it, but it's fantastic, and there's a glimmer of hope inside of it. I just love the music. Yeah, I would highly recommend this game. Like I said, it does have kind of some Souls-like qualities to it in the sense that it's pretty difficult. Like, the bosses are gonna challenge you, they're gonna frustrate you, but I promise it's worth it. It's worth persevering to see the beautiful story, to experience the characters, the abilities. I love the fact it's not the first game that's had this concept of all your attacks being kind of these summons. But it does it so well, and I couldn't recommend it enough. And I'm really excited to play Ender Magnolia, because as I understand, it's pretty much more of the same. In any case, in lieu of that coming out, I would highly recommend to anybody to pick this game up. I loved it so much I got it physically for the Switch, and I'm leaving my copy sealed for now because I bought it digitally on the PlayStation storefront when it was on sale, and it goes on sale frequently enough. Same with the Steam storefront. I've seen it on sale there too. Not an expensive game. It's like in the $25 range. As you can see, let's see here. I'm already up to 17 hours. I'm not even done with the game yet. And I imagine doing everything is going to probably take me over 20 hours, which, I mean, you're practically looking at $1 an hour for bang for your buck, and especially if you get it on discount. Absolutely 100% worth it. I'd suggest getting Ender Lilies right away. The story's amazing. It's very sad. It's very beautiful, very dark, very bleak. I'll also point out, too, it's not woke at all. So for those of you that aren't a fan of woke media and stuff like that, now granted, you might think so initially, seeing the female characters. There's a lot of female characters in it, but don't worry. That's as deep as it goes. It just so happens there's a lot of female characters. And as we say as gamers, nothing wrong with female characters, right? As long as it's not a bunch of woke bullshit. In any case, there it is for you guys. That's Ender Lilies. Beautiful, fantastic, entertaining, wonderful, challenging game. Amazing music, not woke, awesome Metroidvania. And that's my recommendation. So get out there, pick this one up. And when you're done with it, we hit up Ender Magnolia. So you're looking at probably 40 hours worth of awesome Metroidvania. And I'll be sure to do another little short recommendation video for Ender Magnolia once I get around to finishing it as well. But yeah, thanks for checking me out, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, drop a little sub for me if you don't mind. I'm a little channel. I'm trying to grow. And keep on gaming, my friends. I'll be in touch. Later. Jellord out.